you visited the U.S. before you moved here, but now that you moved here, or even maybe one of the first times you came to visit, did you feel any type of culture shock?
Yes.
The
And this is
breakdown,
a
the
this is a
breakdown.
very heavy yes. Because
Welcome in everybody to the Rambling Gamers episode 1. First ever episode. And I got to say, I am not really sure what to say since a lot of my content is usually live streamed. A lot of times I can say something and mess up and chat will make fun of me. And I'll be honest right now, I'm just like stumbling, fumbling, and I'm just like, what the hell do I do? I have a glass of whiskey. If you're watching on YouTube, I have a glass of whiskey and I'm trying to like just be like, listen, dude, it's fine. Anyways, welcome in. I'm Absurd Parrot, the host of the show, and this is going to be a weekly series. If you didn't already go and listen to our introductory video, it's very short, very crisp, and to the point. Um, it's just going to let you know what the series is about, but I'll give you a brief description just because this is the first episode and a lot of people don't realize that's there. One, weekly interviews with a lot of people from the gaming community, whether they're a content creator, a mod on Twitch, or sometimes even just chatter, just because they have a very interesting story. And that's what I'm trying to do is peel back the layers of what the community is beyond the username. That's really, I mean, we that might have been one of the names if it was available, but that's kind of what we're doing. And this first episode is with a mod of mine who I've known for a couple years now, Mia Peach, and you get to learn more about her and her time moving from Italy to the U.S. You might have seen that clip right before this started about her culture shock, and she goes much more detail about that, and it's a great conversation. So I hope you guys give us a chance. Um, and we're releasing them as we record them. So this was my first one, so it's gonna be a little rough around the edges. I'll be honest, but they're very good, and I love hearing stories about people, and I think that's one of my passions in life is just learning more about everybody. So if you want to further ado, listen in, learn about her, and you get to learn a little about me in each episode. And yeah, that's that. Thanks, guys. Also, don't forget, you got to follow us on all of our social medias: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're going to be posting all of our reels, all of our highlights, all on there. But if you want to get the full shows, we're also on YouTube. Do our YouTube shorts as well if you want to watch the whole thing and actually see who's talking. Other than that, further ado, enjoy this episode. You've been here for almost a year straight now. Are you liking it?
yes, it's been great, also because Mr. Peach and I were separated for so long, so it's been great to be together again.
Right.
Oh, New Mexico, I don't know if it'll be my top choice. I don't plan on staying here long.
Now, is where you are now is hot or is warm? Is where you were in Italy?
Um, it's different, cause here the weather is very dry. In Italy, like when you have like 80 degrees, 90 degrees, you're already like
It's humid. Yeah.
it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. Here it's very doable, and
Yeah.
we do get winters. So, it's
You
still
don't get
cold in winter.
you don't get snow though.
Not as often as I would like to.
Right.
Unfortunately, last year, well, yeah, last year in 2022, it snowed in March. It was so funny because it was morning, it's early, and I wanted to go walk Obi as I always do. And I opened the door and I was like, "Oh, it's snowing." And Mr. Peach was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "No, it snowed." And he was like, "You're messing with me right now, right?" Because it was like the mid March maybe.
Right.
And I was like, "Look!" And there was like this much snow on the floor, on the ground, and like it was intense. So here
Oh,
winters are a little like crazy.
right. Well, I'm in the
Um,
Northeast, so I'm gonna tell you we get a lot more snow than you guys. But
yeah.
um,
I,
well, sticking with let's go to gaming. What was your first game?
my first game. Okay, my first game was on the Nintendo 64.
Oh.
Yes, it was. I don't know. I don't remember the name. We played on stream. It was Super Mario or whatever, the one with the paintings.
Oh, Mario 64.
Yes, and
Mm,
that was my first game. I
that's a
played
good
on the
first
Nintendo.
game.
It is. It was a great first console too.
Yeah,
Um, it was. I love that game.
right.
My favorite painting was the penguin
The
ones.
penguin ones. So is that
Yeah,
the
because you could
one?
slide.
So which penguin one? The one where you had to slide down, like on the first
Ye-
floor?
yes, the first
Okay.
one. I think it was the third painting or something that you have to save the little penguin.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, because there's another one where I don't think it's not a penguin, but it's the one where you have to like climb up the mountain and
Oh
the
yes.
snowman blows you off.
Yeah. No. 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 Not that one. The one with the little
Hmm.
penguin. That was my favorite one.
See, I was a kid and I was a deviant, so we would get the penguin, throw him off the edge.
Oh no, I love anything with animal when I was a kid. So for me to
Hmm.
save a little penguin, it was like, oh, it's so cute. I want to play this forever.
Are penguins your favorite?
Well, for that, my favorite animal, I don't know. I think it might be a fox. It was
Fox.
horses when I was a kid.
We call you Mama Fox instead of Mama Peach.
Mama foxes, no.
Foxy Peach.
Foxy
Um.
Pete.
All right. So that was your first game. Now, did you have that console, or was that on a friend's console?
We had that console.
Okay. So your family
I,
had the 64.
yes.
Oh.
I'm not sure how it laid on us. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know exactly when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But it was ours, and we all played on it.
Okay. So did your whole
It's
family play?
yes. And fun fact, it's in Italy right now, but it does still work.
Wow.
Like, yes, if we had like, one of those old TVs,
Mm-hmm.
that thing will still work. And it was amazing.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
I have mine. I have mine original one. My childhood 64, which was
Does it work?
yeah. I want to
That thing never
clean it.
breaks.
I want to yeah, old systems don't break. They didn't start breaking until the Xbox 360. That's when they started breaking.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now, your whole family played. Did your mom and dad play as well with you guys?
My mom did.
Yeah.
Not with us though, because she liked to play this game called Puzzle Bubble.
Puzzle.
And yeah, I think we talked about it in stream. It's like a game where you have to align bubbles with the same colors and you shoot them and like it break it's the same
Oh, I
concept
see
of
it.
Candy Crush
Yeah,
kinda,
yeah.
right?
Look
And
kind of
she
like Brick
loved that
Breaker
game.
type of thing. Yeah. I'm looking at it
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
She loved that thing. Like she would not let that Nintendo go.
She still plays that game?
Uh, no. She played a lot of Candy Crush when it came out, though, which it was the same concept.
Same
She
type
loved
of
that game.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, where there, so just so everybody knows, Mama Peach here is from Italy. And
Italia.
were there any games that like were created by like Italian developers or any like Italian games that you played as a kid or throughout?
No.
No.
No. I don't even know, to be honest, if we have any. I'll be honest with you, because
Right.
the only game that I played when I was a kid, span between 6 years old and 10, was Mario,
Mario.
and then Pokemon, Nintendogs.
Nintendogs. Oh, I had younger cousins that loved Nintendogs. Oh,
Yeah. And that was those were my games.
okay. Which Pokemon?
Ooh, so fun fact. I always had hand-me-down Pokemon cards from my cousin.
Oh.
So it's a it, actually Pokemon is how I bonded with my cousin so much
Mm-hmm.
because we would spend the summer at my grandparents' house and
Mm-hmm.
we will play Pokemon all day on the patio. We would just play Pokemon, and I was playing on this old Game Boy.
Oh.
The gray one with the
Mm-hmm.
purple
Mm-hmm.
um buttons,
Yep.
whatever.
The original. The original. The
Yeah.
OG.
And we actually and he had a Game Boy Color back then.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually open up like on the side to be able to transfer Pokemon. It was possible, if I remember right. I'm
Hmm.
not sure if
Yep, he had the link cables. Yep.
yeah, and it was possible even with that old one.
Hmm.
Um, my cousin always gave me his Pokemon cards. So he will play yellow, I will play blue, and then we played Crystal together. I remember, and he also gave me his Game Boy Color at one point.
Oh, what color? Which Game Boy
Yeah,
Color was it?
the yellow one.
The yellow one.
Yeah. Um, and it was great. And then my brother, for my 13th birthday at the time,
Hmm.
he gifted me the first Nintendo 3DS.
Oh,
It
wow.
just came out. I lost it when I saw that thing because I never had my Game Boy, you
Yeah,
know.
you always were sharing
Uh,
everybody else's or hand me
yes,
downs.
yes, exactly. Because they were so expensive. So I mean, whatever.
Right.
Uh, but that was my first one.
How
The
many
Nintendo.
how many siblings do you have? Is it just you and your brother?
No, we are four totals.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I have everyone is older. I'm the small one.
You're
I'm
the
the little one.
baby? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're not Mama Peach, you're Baby Peach.
Yes.
Well, that makes sense to hand me downs now. That makes sense why.
It does, right? Because it would be insanity to have like four Game Boys in the house.
Yep. Hmm.
Like,
It was
yeah,
similar in our house. For me, the my older sister, she had like the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy, and then but when you're young, you don't really know or care. It's just like I'm playing this,
yeah,
and that's just kind of how it goes. But
it is. Yeah.
so at least your parents approved of gaming. They were okay with you guys playing.
Yes.
Were there
Yes.
rules like you got to do homework first, or was it just you did whatever you wanted?
I don't know. I was always a very like good kid. I was always so quiet. And so I just did my thing. So my mom
Hmm.
didn't very bother me all that
Yeah.
much.
Right.
Maybe towards like my teenage year when I was staying up a little bit late, at night to play,
Hmm.
she would come and she would like, hey, you have to go to bed, put your Game Boy
Right.
down or whatever I
Right.
was playing with. Uh, but we never had like strict rules. I don't remember even like, I don't recall my brothers having it either. So my mom was pretty chill. She was too busy to worry about these things.
Well, especially you being the baby, I know that from I'm not the oldest. I'm like mid younger. But yeah, usually by that point the parents are like, you're not getting in
Yes,
trouble. Do what you want.
yeah, it's just like, oh, she's too far gone. It's okay. She's gonna handle it. And my
Uh,
mom was lucky with me because I was so quiet. She would put me like on my little blanket when I was a baby, and I would stay there for hours. I wouldn't move.
mm,
So
mm.
always quiet in nature.
So that was really you gaming as a kid. How has gaming kind of gone with you through life? So after you were 13, you got your 3DS or your DS, and did you play throughout high school and college and adulthood? Did you
Yes.
kept it something that stayed with you?
Yes. Well, after I got my Nintendo, I started playing on the PlayStation,
Mhm.
PlayStation 2. It was not mine. It was at my boyfriend at the time. And we will play Call of Duty in it.
Oh, okay.
I
So you
was
like first person
big on
shooters? Okay.
yes, I was big on those games when I was younger. Right now, I could not like I could not get into it. I don't have those reflex anymore.
I feel like certain
Uh,
games are definitely meant for younger people that have the
yeah.
dexterity for it. Like even like me playing Mario Kart now, I'm like, damn, I'm not as good as I used to be 10 years ago. I feel like an old man saying it, but I mean, I could still if I
It
had
is.
a younger sibling or cousin or niece or nephew, I definitely can still kick their
It
butts.
is like
But
that. Well, I don't know about that. um. So after that, I kind of stopped for a while because I didn't own a PlayStation or anything, right?
Mhm.
And I was playing more like The Sims on my PC. That was my main game. Um, and that was about it. Then I stopped for a long time until I got the Nintendo Switch. And then I got into Animal Crossing, Breath of the Wild, and those were the games
Right.
that I used to play.
Yeah. So Animal Crossing, did you get it during the pandemic?
I did.
Okay.
It was actually Mr. Peach idea.
Really? Everybody I
Yes.
talked to that really enjoy the game are like, I didn't know it. Someone else told me about it. That's what
Yes.
happened with you.
Yeah, it was. We were getting to the pandemic in Italy, which was very intense for us. We were not allowed to go out of the house or anything. It was very, very intense. And Mr. Peach was like, "Hey, this game is coming out. You should get it." And I was like, "What game are you talking about?" And he was like, "Oh, Animal Crossing." And I was like, "What is it?" And then I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna give it a try."
Mm-hmm.
And that game sucked my life for months. It was so intense. I will also, at the beginning, I didn't know about time traveling. So
Mm-hmm.
I was grinding the
Grinding every
game
day. Yep, every day.
like every day. I will wake up and I will
Right.
do all my little things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so sad when it was nighttime because all my villagers would go to sleep or stuff. And I was
Right.
like, what I'm gonna do? Like,
Right. Now, were you one of the people that like to tarantula hunt?
no.
No. That's how I
A
made all
fun
my money.
fact. No, no, no. Fun fact. I never found Tarantula Island on my
Me
like.
neither. I never found. I had to make my own.
Yeah, you have to erase everything and just make a weird. I know, and I was so upset because I was spending all these tickets right to go, and I never got it. Same with Shark Island, never.
Did I ever get a shark?
Yeah.
No, but I think one of the first islands I ever got was actually a quote unquote rare island because it had a whole bunch of hybrids. Had all the pink and purple ones. That was like one of the
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Like it was either one of the first or the second. And I was like, wow, my mystery islands are amazing. And then the rest, the 95% of the time was just here's an apple tree, a cherry tree. There's a villager you
Yes.
don't like. You know what I
I
mean?
was excited when I got the Bamboo Island. I
Mm.
don't know why I was so
Oh yeah, yeah,
excited.
yeah. I got bamboo. I don't know what to do with it, but
Yeah. It was wild those first like moms with Animal Crossing. It was wild also like on Instagram.
mm-hmm.
Like, hey, Dodo code.
Right?
Like nothing else, just Dodo code, please.
Dodo
Dodo
code.
code. Can you open your gates?
Or
And I
people
remember,
running in, they would run to buy stuff from the Nook's cranny, and then they just
yes,
run and leave,
I was
running
so
through
upset.
flowers.
I was so upset because of that. I opened my island and somebody ruined my flowers. My beautiful white roses. I was hurt. I was actually hurt. And I went to all these people and I was like, who of you like ruined my flowers?
Were you talking to
Not
them in
nice.
game?
In game, yeah.
You're like, nobody's leaving.
Nobody's leaving this island till we find out. I was so upset, but I met so many cool people.
Mm-hmm.
Like on Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Even at the beginning, I met this girl. I'm not gonna go too in depth about who she is, whatever, because she's quite famous in the UK actually. Yes.
Name dropping
But I met
without the
her.
drop.
Yeah. And like
I
I
guess
was, it
dropping
was
without the name.
wild.
Mm.
It was wild because I was playing with her and other two girls,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were all talking, on Discord, whatever, and one of them was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, so and so is famous," and I was like, "What?" And they told me which show she was on. It was a small part, but it was still a big show,
Right.
and she has a big role in some of the new shows in UK. And I was like howling because like it was
Right.
so crazy. It was just like a
Oh, that's
game, and
right. Yeah.
uh,
You never know.
it's just
That's
yeah,
that's like when I played, and out of the 5 people that I was close with, the other guy was also an architect. So you never know.
yeah. And then yes, it's just I met so many people, so
I mean,
nice
not as
people
cool
with
as
Animal
meeting
Crossing.
Adele like you, but
Yeah, right. Because then I also met Tamara, right? Chimkin,
mm-hmm.
and through her events, I met you.
Mm-hmm. He became
Yeah,
a
so
mod for me.
yes, yay.
Oh, hey, you know what? Really, gaming is kind of like its own community, and there's communities within communities, whether it's Animal Crossing or Call of Duty or whatever. Uh, but you were just talking about watching Twitch streamers. What got you into watching either streamers or following content creators on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. And do you have any favorite ones? Favorite
Okay.
creators?
When I first started Twitch, because of Chimken actually, because I wanted more friends to play with Animal Crossing because unfortunately, as good as the game is, people comes in waves. You know, people play for like 3 months and then they disappear for like ages.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to meet new people, you know, to kind of create a little bit of content because back then I had an IG for Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't very popular or anything, but I still needed like pictures and whatever.
Right.
So I started watching her on Twitch, and then I kind of stayed because you were there,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't recall exactly how I stumbled on your stream.
Probably a raid.
And yes, and it was the first variety kind of stream because you were not just doing Animal Crossing like she was at the time,
Mm-hmm.
that I started watching. And I'll be honest, I don't follow a lot of people on Twitch. Um, so favorite creator. Okay, on Instagram, I have to say is Feta Cheese, our cozy
Yeah.
lips on
She may or may
IG.
not be getting interviewed on here soon, so we'll
Her
draw.
cozy vibes, like
Mm,
just so good,
there.
so
Is
nice.
that what you
Yeah.
inspire your desk layouts from?
Well, my desk layout needs a little help, but yeah, those are the kind of like aesthetic that I aim to
Right.
be out to have. And then for Twitch, I have to say it is you. So I always have a fun. I know,
There's the parrots.
besides
There's the
jokes,
parrots.
I always have fun in your stream. And also, I
Oh,
remember when I first joined the community, it was so welcoming. Like I never felt like I was an outsider. Not even on my first day there. I remember that clearly.
I mean,
So that was
Nightbot
nice.
timed you out immediately, but I feel welcome in your stream timed out.
Because I came through with the audacity. So we were family friendly back then.
We were. We
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
be. Sometimes you gotta be. So apart from creators, and you were playing yourself. Now, just give everyone a little backstory on you. I know that you and Sir Peach, Mr. Peach, you guys met each other, and we don't have to go too in depth, obviously. But I know people want to get
Yeah.
to know about you. Did you guys meet through gaming, or was it just like by chance you found each other?
By chance on Tinder. By chance. But we were actually talking about it yesterday.
Oh.
Yes, because I was like, this is wild. We were watching Black Mirror,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
This episode, how people are paired together and they have like a short amount of time to stay together or a longer one, and they kind of like figure out whatever your soulmate is or whatnot. And I was like, isn't it wild that if back in 2016, either of us would have swiped left, we would not be here today? Like, I don't know. It got me into
Yeah.
this black hole of just like thinking. But yeah, we met on Tinder, without shame. We met on Tinder and then we kind of just stayed together. He was in Italy for work at the time, and he stayed there for like 5 years, and for
Mm-hmm.
those 5 years we were together, and we started dating November 2016. And then there was never like a clear point where we're like, okay, we are together, boyfriend and girlfriend. We just stayed together, and then eventually he proposed. Yeah, and we got married in 2020.
Good
A
year to get
pandemic
married.
went. Yeah. Pandemic wedding, it was amazing. Not many people.
Oh. So
Yeah.
so you got married on Animal Crossing, obviously.
God. Yes. Yes. We got married in Italy. It was a very small wedding,
Mm-hmm.
because a little bit because we were rushed because his job got a bit, I don't know what to say.
Well,
Let's say it just got
he's a secret
intense, and he
agent,
had.
guys. He's a secret agent. Can't I'm not supposed to say it, but
Yeah, right. His job got a little bit intense on the other
right,
side of the world, so he had to move.
right.
Um,
So how long distance, like, did you guys like play games together, like as well as talking, or
I tried to get Mr. Peach into Animal Crossing, but it didn't work out. So we never really played games because whatever reason.
Right.
But we did watch a lot of movies together. That's how we had our dates night mainly. We watched movie and series together.
And what was the time difference for you guys?
Yeah, it was a big time difference. It was like 8 hours.
Okay, so he'd be like done with
Yeah.
work and you're in the middle of a work day or whatnot or whatever's going on.
Um, no, it's the other way around, I think. But either way,
Oh yeah,
it
you're
was
right. Yeah,
our
you're right. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just showing that
Let me
Americans
think.
don't know geography. You know what I mean?
No, no, no American stereotypes on this podcast.
um. Well,
Yeah.
that's neat. That's a nice little story. So now that you guys have been together and you're in the U.S. now, well, let's
Yes.
start. Let's start in Italy. Um. Do a lot of people play video games in Italy? Like, is it as much of a thing?
I I feel like it. Yes. Even kids, even my nephew, like he plays a lot of video games.
Right.
But overall, everybody, I think I don't want to say it's male predominant because I'm not aware of that right now.
Right.
But back when I was like a teenager, it was odd for
A
a girl
girl.
to play shooting games. At least in my small town or
Yeah.
whatever, I never met like a lot of girls to play video games. I don't want to speak for the whole country, right? Because
Right.
I have no idea. But in my reality, in my life, it was rare for me to encounter someone that will play shooting games, for
Right.
example, or video games in general. There was a lot of The Sims back then, but still, it wasn't something.
Right.
As
Oh,
for right now, I think a lot more plays, a lot more kids,
right.
with Roblox and all of those kind of games, Among Us,
Minecraft
maybe.
and
Yeah,
hmm.
exactly.
So Italy people play games. You said your parents played. Now that you've visited the U.S. before you
Yeah.
moved here, but now that you've moved here, or even maybe one of the first times you came to visit, did you feel any type of culture shock?
Yes.
The
And this is
breakdown.
a
The
this is a
breakdown.
very heavy yes. Because I'm I feel like I live in a part of the US that it's not as pretty and it's also kind of dangerous. This city is kind of dangerous. So it was very hard going from um, a small Italian town, quite safe, I'll say, to this big city where crimes is on a daily, and I saw a lot of weird things happening. Um, but let's keep on the cultural level. It's America. It's so big, and everybody has to drive everywhere, and it drives
Mm-hmm.
me insane that
Right.
I'm not able to walk anywhere because either like something's gonna happen to me,
Mm-hmm.
or it's gonna be just too far. There are no sidewalks.
Right.
Of course, if you're not, in central or downtown, whatever, right? I'm talking like, I don't know how to say it, like, um, in their little neighborhoods or whatever. Like,
Right.
there is no local cafe that you can reach with a 10-minute walk. And if there is, again, there is no sidewalk. It's very dangerous to
Right.
walk there.
I know that was one of my favorite things when I visited Europe in general. Just all the little cafes, there's so much walking. It's like you can go and they don't kick you out. You can literally sit there as long as you want and drink your espresso or your drink or what
Yeah,
or your scone or whatever you're eating. Uh,
it's
that
slow
was one of my
living.
favorite parts about Europe. Now I know you're from Italy, but did you go to any other countries? Like
Oh,
did you
yes.
travel a lot?
Yes, I also lived in other country because I used to do au pairing, right? So I was babysitting kids.
You
Uh,
babysitted kids from different countries?
yes, because the program works like that. You go to the country, you babysit the kids, and in exchange, they give you a little paycheck, and you explore the culture, the language, and
Oh,
whatever.
it's kind of like couch surfing then in a way, right?
I guess it's a. it's a very abused program, I have to say, because people don't realize the 360 of the program is not for a girl from another country to come help you with your chores. It's
Right.
yes, this girl help you, but in exchange you give her like your culture, you go around with her, or whatever. She have she has like free time to visit the country. Unfortunately, I had some bad experience that I'm not gonna go too much in depth about it.
Mhm.
But I did have some great experience too. I was in Austria, in Finland, in France,
Mm.
UK, and then I visited. On top of this, also Denmark and Slovenia, of course, right? Because
Hmm.
it's so close to my hometown, and
Right.
you can walk 15 minutes from my house, and you are in another country, back in Italy. So, yeah.
Well, someone that games but has always wanted to travel to Europe. Is there a country or a couple that you tell them, okay, this is where you gotta go?
In Europe, oh
I mean, obviously Italy.
man, that's hard. That's hard. But if I have to think about it, I would say Greece. There is so much history there. All the temples, of course, they're all like ruins and everything now, but absolutely Greece. I never been, and I regret not going.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Uh, Paris, but also the South France is beautiful, very beautiful, and I think if you want to go for a more history things, Germany and Poland, for obvious reason, might be your choice. I think it's important to get it let's say, in tune with what happened there.
Mhm.
And it's more of a heavy tour
Right.
to do, heavy emotional tour, but it's
Right.
very. I think it's important to do so, to do have to. Oh my God, I can speak to have one.
Well, I know when I went to Germany, they are very open, at least from my opinion, from an American, and learning obviously about World War I, World War II, and all this stuff in history books from teachers. And I got there, and it's just like they're very open about everything. They're like, this happened. It felt like like apologetic as far as like all the memorials and stuff that they had there for the Holocaust. For like they had the Berlin Wall, you got to go and touch. It was just like I to me it was nice seeing a country or culture just like, yep, this is what happened. There's no hiding behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They own it, of course.
Right.
But also, I have to say, Germans as like as a whole, especially the Bavarians, Munich, people from there, they are so nice.
Mm.
They're so warm.
Yeah, great pretzels
Uh,
too.
yes. They're amazing, and me being Italian, they love Italy. They are
Really?
heavy on. Yes.
I
When
mean,
I
who
used to
doesn't love
work,
pasta?
yeah, right. When I used to work at this like big lake in Italy, it's a heavy like German tourist hotspot, let's say,
Hmm.
and they just love it.
Hmm.
They love everything about it, and they're just so nice. I love Germans.
No
I love
comment.
Americans.
No.
Yeah, I love Americans too. No
Ah.
worries.
No. I was gonna go left, and I realized I'm doing a podcast, not a Twitch stream. Um, so sticking with Italy, do you have any favorite Italian musicians?
Yes, I do. Um,
Also,
I
before you
think.
answer that, I want you to show everybody the hoodie you're wearing.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me move my hair.
Hey, absurd parrot, Twitch TV.
Yeah.
Oh no, it looks great. I'm just glad. I haven't really seen it other than the photo you sent on Discord, so I'm glad.
Yes, it's so cozy. I love it.
It's a
I
comfy
got a
sweater.
bigger size. This is not my true the size I wear because I want a more a cozy look.
Mhm.
So this is an L, I think.
Mhm.
I usually wear M's and everything, but it's a nice. I wear it like quite often, actually.
Now I know how Mr. Peach feels about me.
We don't go there. We really do not go there. It's hilarious, the way that he's jealous for no reason. And I was like, there is a lady parrot right there somewhere in that house, and he always like, I don't care. I don't care who is in that
Well,
house.
maybe when I have my twin on, maybe that'll be your most rewatched episode. Um, uh,
Yeah. Oh my god. Can I say something about your twin?
sure.
So we were watching one of his
I'm talking about
stream.
the Peach guys, the Peach at
Yeah.
Twitch TV,
we were,
good friend of mine.
we were watching one of his stream, and he was playing what it's called, charades,
Mhm.
I think, right?
Yo, that
And
was such a good stream.
it was right, and I was watching the stream just playing, and Mr. Peach like was like, so you're not watching him playing, you watching him. I'm like, my soul exit my body. Like I was like, are you for real right now? Like, I cannot tell if you're joking anymore or if you're serious. But he's right. Mm, I mainly watch you and the Peach on Twitch.
Mhm.
So, you know, you always watch males,
I guess
always
you could say he was this
boys.
close to turn the screen off on you.
He was like, I'm gonna plug the Wi-Fi right now. I'm
Change the Wi-Fi.
like, no more boyfriends.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny.
Hey, long as you have fun, right?
Yes, it's all on good spirit, let's say.
Oh yeah, so Italian musicians. Now, before we get off topic too much,
Yes. So I think right now my favorite one, it's called Ultimo. It's so weird
Ultima.
speaking. Yeah, it's so weird speaking Italian. Yeah, Ultimo.
They're a singer.
Yes, quite
Okay.
young singer.
Is it Nicolo Broconi?
Mm, I can send you a link if you want.
Ultimo or Ultima? Oh, I see it. I see it. I see
Ultimo.
Ultimo.
Yeah.
I see them now.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
And like
never. What kind of music is it?
it's like
Pop.
it's very emotional.
Okay, so like ballads.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
you can. His voice is very nice, very powerful, and just the way that he writes, it's just so nice to see like the young generation of singers still writing like nice songs and
Young, he's
not only.
26. Oh.
Yes. Who was younger when he
Generation.
came out?
It's all right, guys. Mia is 96 at heart. So.
Yes. Yeah. But he's my favorite right now at the moment. Of course, I had some oldies in my playlist, but at the moment, it's the one that I listen to the most.
Hmm. Hmm. And how do
Mhm.
you like Italian music compared to American music?
Uh, I love the like old generation singers in Italy.
Mhm.
They used to make such beautiful songs. Right now, I don't know. I don't know if I like it all that much, to be honest.
Right,
But old generation singers are my favorite. Like, they're just amazing.
right. Huh. So sticking with like the differences between Italy and the U.S. When you were a kid, did you have any impressions of the U.S.?
Okay. So
Give it to me straight. Give it to me straight.
yeah, I never, ever, ever wanted to move here as a kid. I wanted to go to Canada, but I couldn't. Of course, right?
Eh?
Canada was like
I
my
mean, they do have good
like
bacon.
dream.
They
Um,
do have good bacon. Really, Canada was your dream.
yes.
Do you speak French?
I don't.
Oh,
I do not.
we pull the gym and look at the
But
camera.
I, d- I, n- I, n- I never wanted to come over here. I never had an interest in the U.S.
Hmm.
Of course, I thought it was cool, the Grand Canyon, like L.A., New York. Of course, it was cool, but I never had this like big wish of like, oh, I want to go to the U.S. A lot of kids had back there when I was younger,
Hmm.
because some of them had relatives over here and whatnot, and they were like, the U.S. is amazing, and I was like, okay,
You're like, how about
I
that
want to go to
maple
Canada.
maple syrup?
Not that maple, yeah, right. So I never had strong opinions on the state. I
Hmm.
never like despised the country or anything, of course.
Right. And when
But I
you're a
never had
kid, you don't
also
really
like,
know any better either, right? You know, from what your teachers tell you and your parents and
yeah. But
family.
li- little kids were hyped about the U.S. back then. They were like, USA. I'm not joking. Yeah.
uh, so now that you're here, is there anything Americans do different than Italians?
I don't know. Where can I start? There's a lot of things that you guys do different.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Are
Let me,
do you consider Americans like always in a rush?
they are. They are. They're always in the rush. They're always busy. You have this work hard, play hard culture that, like, no, I don't live like that, and it's hard. It's hard even within, my relationship with Mr. Peach.
Hmm.
He has like always like we have to get more, 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 and I'm like, can we just like be happy with what we have? We are in a good spot. It's not we are struggling or anything. Why we have to do more? But there is this um work hard culture. Like you have to do more. You have to be successful. You
It's
have to
never
have a lot of
enough.
money.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I don't want to speak for all Italians, because some Italians do dream about that life, of course, like
Hmm.
everybody in any other country, right? I speak for
Right.
myself right now. I'm not like that. I'd rather still have my personal life and my personal needs
Mhm.
met than working like 60 hours a week, grinding
Right.
every day to have a fat paycheck and not be able to enjoy it. Because when you have that much responsibilities, right? When you are that much high, it's hard to turn off, your work brain. You
Right.
always working. And I just
Right.
don't have that hustling like in me.
Right.
I'm a lazy person.
Hey, hey, hey.
I like my comfort.
I mean, you got the L of the hoodie. We know. You like your
Yeah,
comfort.
right. And yes, so that's something that is different, I'll say, because in Italy, restaurant close at one
Relaxed.
point
Yeah.
between the day in the day, and you know, I don't know, it's just different. I think we have back in Italy we have more of slow living situation, uh, and but you know, America is also a good place for opportunities. I could have even just my job, this stay-at-home job and whatever of doing assistant for multiple people.
Mhm.
In Italy, it would never be a thing.
Really?
You know, a, yeah, I think like America is really a place, well, the US, it's really a place for opportunities. You really can make it here if you put yourself to it and you want to pursue whatever goals. I think you have much more open doors here than back from where I'm from, at least.
Right. That's interesting.
So there is good and bad, right?
Right.
Like for everything. And I love that here you have opportunities like this. Like you don't have to be the son of the CEO to have a high position in the company. You can really make it up there. So of course this is work wise, right? um
Right.
but I feel strong about this. Like I love this here, these kind of
Mhm.
opportunities
Right.
that we have, even for an immigrant like myself.
Well, you're pretty settled in now, right? You guys got a nice house and
Yes,
yeah.
but legally.
Get the doorbell with the camera on it. You're set. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know when
Oh
your you know when
my
your
god.
Amazon packages are coming in. You're going to Chick-fil-A. I mean, that's as American as you can get.
Oh my god, Chick-fil-A is so good.
um, is there something you miss from being in Italy? There's got to be something. Obviously, you're gonna miss family, but there's like, is there any food or any local types of like you miss like the cafes or what do you miss?
I'll be honest. I miss being able to go somewhere without taking the car because I hate driving.
Right.
I really do hate and despise driving. So I would say that if there is a thing that I miss about Italy, it's that, the ability to go out of my house and walk like maybe 20 minutes. I know it seems like, oh my God, 20 minutes walk,
Right.
nothing. Um, and you are in this cute city center, and I'm not afraid of being, bothered, let's say,
Hmm.
in any way.
Right.
That's what I miss the most. Like
Right.
that's the part of the culture that here that we don't have it here.
It depends. I think the U.S. in small doses is trying to bring it back. Like you hear about different urban design and how they're trying to bring that back,
Yeah.
but it's tough, especially in bigger cities. But it all depends on how sprawled out they are. Do you want to live in a city where you can walk down the street and you got a bar and a cafe, or do you want to live out where you have a little bit more land and just houses?
Yes. It's
Suburban.
hard. For example, like I don't know. I think I don't know how to explain this because I don't want to bring stereotypes in here. But let's just say it's very hard to make friends over here.
Mm.
Like, not because people keep to themselves, because I notice Americans are really good at small talk. But when
Mhm.
you
Oh,
have
we'll
to
talk
build
about weather all
friendship,
day.
when you have to build like real friendship, it's hard for people to let you in, especially when they have a family already, because they
Right.
kind of keep it like they have their bubble and they stay in it.
Have you ever thought about doing like one of those like meetups where it's like you have similar interests, whether like I've had friends that do like they're trying to learn Spanish, they do a Spanish meetup, or they do like a local like kickball league or baseball, and it's like you're kind of meeting people that way.
Yeah, it's like,
Also,
but
when you're an
it is,
adult, it's harder. I feel at least like being an
yes.
adult, I'm like I got my friends. I don't want any more.
I don't have the energy for it. Absolutely. It's very
Yeah.
hard, as an adult. I think most of the friends that you make, it's maybe in the workplace,
Right. Yeah.
I think, right? And of course, if you carry like friends from childhood, but for me, it's
Hmm.
like, it's hard, right?
Well, when you're a kid, you could be like, "Oh, you also wear socks. We're gonna be best
Wow, I have the
friends."
same socks at
Yeah.
home.
You got Nike? Me too. You know,
Yeah,
like.
yeah. That's not just how it is. And that's a hard aspect, I think, for me. I'm not a super social person, I like my time in the house alone or whatever. But I miss having like a deep friendship here.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be hard because with our lifestyle, we might want to move a couple of more times
Right.
around the across the
Well, the
country,
spy
right?
business is tough, so gotta stay on the run.
Exactly.
Well, maybe you'll make it
uh,
up to the Pacific Northwest.
uh, that'd be nice.
Do you prefer warmer or hotter temperatures?
Okay, so I like the winter.
You
Like I
like
really
winter?
do. I love winter. It's like my favorite. But I have to say, I never experienced winter like up north, like the North Dakota winter. Never experienced in my life, so I cannot say that I like that winter,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Italian winter, yes. Okay, let's bring it down to I'd like to move to a
I
place where
imagine
there are
Italian
seasons.
winter having like light snow. You're eating on your patio, eating some lasagna, and that's Italian winter. In the
Yes, right?
U.S., it's like we got 4 feet of snow outside. You got Uncle Joe plowing down the street, and I'm over here making a snowman on the peak of the King of the Hill castle.
Yeah. But I am a big winter person. So it's hard because Mr. Peach wants to retire in Arizona. So
They're gonna run out of water by then.
no, it's much closer than you think, actually.
You're all gonna run out of water. Saying it
Yeah,
now.
right.
You're not stealing the Great Lakes water. Get your own water.
Oh, but yeah. To be honest, my favorite states right now, if I have to think about states that I would love to move to, it's like Washington State, Oregon. Um, Yes, I think those two are my top two. Like I would love to live there. Colorado, oh my God, Colorado is so pretty.
Mm. We'll be
So
interviewing someone from Colorado
expensive.
soon. Yeah,
It's so
everything's
expensive
expensive
though.
here. Everything's expensive here.
It
Um,
is.
so we'll try to dwindle down here, but I have a question for you. When you were in Italy,
Mm.
I'm gonna try to ask this to everybody that I can that I interviewed that is from anywhere other than the U.S. But when you were in Italy, could you tell Americans apart from other tourists? How?
Let's start from the beginning. I come from a town where there are not many American tourists.
Mm.
Okay, there are other towns nearby that they have more of a dense American population for whatever reason that I'm not gonna disclose. um, and you can tell that they are American for two things: fashion style
What was the first
and
one?
fashion
Oh,
style. Like the way that
fashion.
they dress, you can tell they're not from Italy. And it's not always in a bad way, you
So
know.
how? What is the
Uh,
fashion? Is it like t-shirts and shorts and a hat, baseball cap?
no, it's not just that. Even like girls, like when they dress up, they just have a different style from Italians,
That makes sense.
and it's not a bad way at all. It's just different,
Just
and you can
different.
spot them. Like you can just say, "Oh, she's American," or "Oh, he's American," 100%. And also, because there is a okay, I'm not gonna say it. It's okay. Let's just say that for men, you, a lot of them have the same haircut, for a specific reason.
Am I being called out?
No, but kind of actually.
The short buzz cut.
Yeah. Um, so you can spot them from a mile away. Mile
Are you
away.
saying that Italian men have a little more suave to
Yes,
their
they
hair?
like to sell their hair much
Little,
more.
little grease, a little oil, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
And
gents,
then I think that's it.
well, Mr. Peach is American, so we know it works out. Keep going, Americans. You guys know what you're doing.
Yes, Mr. Peach very pretty.
um, well, we'll end here with a few little outro questions. Um, have you ever been an avid reader, or do you read books? And if you
Yes.
do, can you give us a book that you would recommend? Whether it's something to learn, or fiction, nonfiction, doesn't matter. What would be a book you'd recommend to somebody?
So one book that I loved, it's from I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name right because he's a Swedish writer as far as I know,
Mm-hmm.
and his name is Joel Dicker or Joel Dicker. I'm not sure, but his book is The Truth About the Harry Quebert Affair. Okay,
Oh, I
my
see it.
accent just
I
botched
see. I
that
see it. I
title.
see. It's Joel Dicker. He's a Swiss novelist. If anybody wants to look
Oh,
him up.
Swiss. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the book. I don't even know if I could pronounce these words either. The truth about the Harry Kubert affair. Not 100% sure, but you
I
guys
have no
can
idea.
you guys give it a goog. Is
Yes, it was a good book. I love that book. To this day, I love that book. And also The Enigma of Room 622. Those are two books from him that I loved.
Okay? And the first one, it looks like I'm reading it, it's an intelligent crime thriller, added humor.
Yeah.
So if anybody here likes
Yeah.
their crime, maybe give that a look up. Nice. Next one is, do you have a favorite TV show or movie that you've recently seen,
Oh, favorite TV show?
or movie, whichever?
Okay. Hold on. Let me think one second. I saw a lot of movies recently. Um,
Do you
favorite.
guys go see a lot of movies?
We do. Yeah,
Now,
we
do
go
you
to the
prefer
theater.
you go in person still?
Oh, yes.
It is
The
it
theater
is a nice
experience.
experience. It is a nice experience. Do you
Yeah,
guys have the
especially
4D there?
I don't know to be honest if we do. I know we have like an IMAX, but we don't go there. We go to this other one that they serve lunch. They have
Yeah,
like
yeah. Can
beers.
you lounge? Is like the fancy lounge chairs too?
Uh the the front rows are lounging chairs. Yeah, not like beds. You can just like recliners, but like they're proper recliners, not like
Right.
weird thing. um, but
Recent movie. You got 10,
yes,
9,
no,
8,
I don't know.
7,
I saw so
6,
many.
5,
Okay, okay,
4,
okay, okay, okay.
3,
I will go
2,
with. Uh,
1.
I will go with. Okay, I'm a big horror movie fan. Let's start from there. I love horror movies. Horror movies is chef kiss. I love them all. I don't care how cringy they are. I just love them. So I will go with The Conjuring. Uh,
Oh, The Conjuring.
uh
Okay, okay.
yeah, that saga, especially the first movie. That first movie is my favorite horror movie so
Chef's
far
kiss for you. Chef's kiss.
because yes, when it came out in like 2000, I think 14 or 13, around that.
Hmm.
I went to the theater like 4 times to rewatch it.
The only
It
movie.
was, yes, because at that time it's been forever since a good horror movie came out,
Hmm.
and that movie was just amazing. I loved it.
The only movie I've ever seen 4 times was the
Yeah.
Titanic.
Oh,
In theaters.
oh, you know what I just remember?
But Titanic.
Recent movies. No, recent movies. They came out. Top Gun Maverick. So good. So good. Amazing. Good storyline.
Well, we know what she likes, gang. Um. All right. Well, we know what Mama Peach here is into. Um. USA.
You,
USA.
yeah,
Um.
right.
Final question.
Okay.
Gaming pet peeve. Whether it's you're playing online with somebody and they're chomping on their popcorn or they're stomping on your flowers in Animal Crossing, what's a gaming pet peeve you have?
Oh, okay. I think I don't like people raging. That's why I stopped
Mm.
actually playing shooting type of games. Communities can be so toxic.
Hmm.
Eh, I just can't deal with it anymore. Like people raging when they are
Right.
like playing these whatever games, and they're so intense. It's not just a simply like, oh, what the hell, whatever.
Hmm.
Like it's actually like insulting people. i
Right.
I cannot stand that.
Hmm.
On a more lighter note, anybody that chew in her mic is dead to me.
You tell me you don't
And
like the ASMR redemption?
no, i I mute stream when that happened. I cannot deal with it. Like it tickles the wrong side of my brain, not the right one.
Some people say they get the tickles. They get
Yeah,
the
I guess.
Oh
I
man.
suppose.
Well, Mia, do you want anybody to be able to find you? Where can they find you?
Yes, you can
Instagram?
find me on IG with Mia.peach with 2H.
We'll put it in the
Okay.
description as well. We'll put it in the
Yes, because
description.
I'm not sure. I'm not a heavy Instagram user, as like I don't post as much.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody wants to get in contact with me, I always reply to my DMs.
Okay. Well, I know you also do artwork and profile pictures as well, and very
Yes, I
talented in
do.
that. And
When I have the time now, I do.
yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, and so early. Maybe down the road we'll try to regroup and we'll be doing more as the podcast by then. But thank you so much for being on, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And we'll see you.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Yay. Bye bye.